Yo, yo, this is it. I'm Mr. Fate, and you're listening to Attacking the Beats on IllMuzik.com. Once again, we got another 5 beats, another 5 reviews, as usual. And before we kick it off, first, I'll mention that actually I just put up the announcement about the Nation of Beats, as I call it. I'm always trying to come up with cool names, you know, for different sections of the site or whatever. So Nation of Beats, and it's VIP only, so that means you got to sign up VIP. And but it's just the beginning, you know. Eventually, it's going to expand even more, hopefully, because I just want to see how it works first with the current members that are signed up as VIP, because you know, it's basically like a one-stop place where you can manage everything beats related to IllMuzik. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, you manage your beats there, your VIP, whatever. But also, there's all these like shortcuts, you know, directly to what you need, you know, to inspire you to make beats or to make better beats or whatever, you know. So I'm just going to try to keep adding as we go along and stuff. But for now, you know, if you want to check it out, I posted it in the forums. So go check it out. If you have any questions, just send me a message and you can maybe get it going. All right, so first up, we've got Bag of Beats, All Chemical. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was Bag of Beats with All Chemical. And so this one, you know, it's one of those beats where it's heavy on the 808 kick. And actually, the 808 sounds nice because the sound of it. Because, you know, a lot of people, they use the 808 and they go into overdrive with it. You know, they end up going into the red on the meter and it's just too distorted, whatever. And some of it's really bad, actually, sometimes. But yours is good. It's kept under control and all that, so I like that. The only thing is because of the style of a beat that you're doing is that you're, you know, using so much of the 808, right? You just all these 808 kicks one after another. And, you know, I understand that's the style or whatever, but in your case, I think because you have the hi-hat that's carrying that drum track, it's moving the whole beat along pretty much. I mean, the hi-hat. So since that's so fast, I mean, I think you could definitely get away with just having the 808 on the first and third kick, let's say. Well, first and third bar, I should say. Or second bar, whatever, you know, or what am I saying? No, the first kick of each bar, and the other kicks, you know, just have them regular, or just have, you know, just that one 808 kick, and then your snare and hi-hat to move the beat along. Because you know, when you got to about halfway through, you took out the 808 completely, and it was nice because it just made the beat sound nice and clean now. You know what I mean? So, but still, it was good. I like the keys. Keys are dope. It's just a nice atmosphere to the whole beat and stuff. So, and what's good too is that it sounds like it's perfect for an MC on top of. So I'm assuming, you know, you're either going to use this for an MC or you did. and this is the instrumental or whatever. But anyways, good job on that. But like I said, just 808. I would just ease up on using so many because it does really, bring the shit up, But then again, some people, they love playing that shit in their car, right, and just bump that shit, and it just rattles everything, pisses off the neighbors. Old ladies are screaming. All right. Okay, so next up we got Black Nation with "I'm Free." Let's check it out.
Who taught you to hate the race that you belong to? So much so that you don't want to be around each other. No, before you come asking Mr. Muhammad, does he teach hate? You should ask yourself, who taught you to hate being what God is?
All right. Okay, so that was Black Nation with "I'm Free." So this is one of those beats where it's dope because it's a nice sample, right off the bat. You get this nice smooth keys and the bass and all that stuff, and dope drums, by the way. That's some dope shit. And I would just say, the low end part, the bass line, you could just ease up on the bass a little bit on that and stuff, because even myself, it wasn't until just a few years back where I was like, I finally realized, I should just start filtering the bass line as well. I mean, why not? And it does make a difference, because sometimes the bass is a little too heavy, a little too deep or whatever and stuff. So you have to be careful. So anyway, in your case, I would say you can filter some of the low end out a bit, and the bass is still going to shine through. But I would say just ease off. It's a little heavy right now, but yeah. And but it's one of those beats, like I was saying, is that it's so dope, like the loop you have, but it's repetitive. You know what I mean? And that's the problem. Sometimes you have a sample where it's really good, but you don't really know what to do with it. Like it's so dope, you just want to keep looping it over and over, right? But it's like, what else am I going to do with this sample? How am I going to chop this? So, in your case, I would say, you could chop it a little more and maybe have a little different pattern or whatever. But honestly, I think you should just throw in some other instruments here and there just to change it up or whatever, or maybe have a part where you take out the drums and this and that. But the main thing is, I was thinking you could add some strings. Definitely some strings to this. When I was listening to it, I was expecting some strings to come in, because that would sound so dope over this. Maybe even a flute or something, but it's a type of sample where, it's pretty open. I mean, you can just add, any kind of instrument to it, really. It's going to sound dope. So, but I would recommend strings, but make sure, of course, it's a right type of string, because, what you have right now, it's a sample, right? So, you got to make sure your strings are sampled or sound sampled or whatever, because if you put some strings that sound very clean stuff, it's not going to really match, But definitely do it, because I think it would sound a lot better. And it would give you some room to change, to make the beat kind of change up and stuff. So, but dope sample though, dope shit. All right, so next up we've got Jay Zizza with Wallow. Let's check it out.
Jay Zizza on the beat.
All right. Okay, so that was a Jay Zizza with Wallow. All right, so this is an interesting beat because, first of all, it sounds like a summertime beat right off the bat. And, it's good because your drums are laid back because the beat's laid back. So I like that. The main complaint I have, though, is the bass, really. It's kind of like I was saying with the previous beat, was that the bass is a little too deep. So I would say just filter it out somehow, just a little bit, because take some of that low end out. Because the bass, it sounds good. It's just I find it's just too overwhelming, let's say, or whatever and stuff. And that's what some people forget. You're making a beat or whatever. You're trying to produce some music. Is that you don't want to tire out the listener's ears, right? Because that's why, like, today you got these beats that are these songs on the radio and stuff. Let's say people that. All these top artists that are making songs, and it's just like the mix is so loud. Everything is just so loud now. So like people's ears are actually getting tired from listening to the music. After a while, it's like, come on, man. So in this case, like that's what I try to do. I try to not, have everything so loud and just overwhelming the person's ears and stuff. So in your case, it's not that bad yours there, but I would just say just try to filter out some of the bass and stuff. Now I like the guitar. The guitar is nice. I would have liked to have heard it not EQ'd the way you had it. I would like to have heard it more cleanly, and in the background I can hear it sounds like horns or something like that. So but it was very hard to hear, I find. So I would like to hear more of that, because I think if the horns came through more, if it is horns, if it came through more, it would really, make the beat shine a little more, But what you did is a great job so far, and I would just like to hear some of those changes, because I think it'd be really, really good, But overall, though, it's good because it's a summertime beat, definitely. So, but anyway, yeah. So dope shit. All right. So next up, we've got R-Rated with Retro. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was R-rated with retro. Now with this one, I hear that organ pan to the right, and that's like your main track right there. And it sounds really, really good. And it's funny because anytime I've come across an organ type sound in any of the VSTs I use, or whatever, I try to shy away from them. I mean, because it's hip hop, right? Like, how many times do you hear organ or bagpipes or something in hip hop? You know what I mean? So, like, in this case, you did a good job with it. You flipped it really nice, and drums were on point. The bass is great because it wasn't overwhelming. Okay, it was just sitting there in the mix. You had, I think it was the horns or whatever coming in dead center. So it does sound nice. I would just say that in the mix, I would just be careful because you got a lot going on, right? So I'd just be careful. Don't have too much going on. But overall, I really like the mix. But I just really like that organ, the way you flip that, because it's hard to flip an organ. It's hard to really flip a sample like that, or sound like that, I should say, because I don't think really many people know what to do with certain instruments, including myself. Like sometimes I have some synth that it sounds nice, but I'm like, in hip hop, how do I use this? How the hell am I supposed to use this thing in my song? So, but you did a good job with the organ. I like that. And like I said, just the mix, just be a little careful because, it does get somewhat busy sometimes when you have a lot of instruments and stuff. But overall, you did a pretty good job with the mix. I like that. And especially since the bass, unlike the other previous beats there, the bass is sitting nice in the mix. It wasn't too much. So, dope shit. Good job. All right, so next up, we've got the last beat. It's the Nile Beats, the Smooth Shooters. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was the Nile Beats with Smooth Shooters. So with this beat, it's funny because I don't think I've ever heard a low end float left to right like that. No, I don't think so. Maybe once before. I'm not sure. It was something like Wu-Tang thing or something. I don't know. But no, I don't think I've heard that. But that was good though. I mean, the bass was a little heavy for my liking, but I did like the fact that you pulled that off. You had the low end floating left to right. That was some good shit. I was like, oh wow, that's pretty cool. So props on that. And I like the beat overall. I mean, you have the synth strings coming in towards the end and all that stuff, so that's a nice compliment to the piano. Now the piano, the keys they're very nice. The only thing is I would just say, just find a way to change it up somehow, because you got all the instruments you need there. You got all the sounds you need in there. I don't think you really need to add anything. So I think just keep the piano the way you have it, but just add some sort of change up. And like I was saying with, I think it was the first beat, is that sometimes it's difficult. I mean, in that case it was a sample, but in your case, I don't know if it's a sample you're using or a synth or whatever, but either way, you can find some way to just chop up your own track. If you're playing the keys, chop it up or whatever, and do something with it, but just some kind of change up. And I mean, it's only like 2 minutes you had to play right here. I mean, this beat was only a minute and 24. So, yeah, I mean, you still have room to play and stuff. But overall, though, I mean, like I said, it was a good beat. I just would like to hear some more change ups and stuff. But props on the low end. That was some dope shit. I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. I don't think I ever heard that before. All right, so that's it for me. I'm Mr. Fade. This is Attack of the Beats. Keep sending the beats in. I'll keep reviewing them. And my favorite beat this week, the winner is, drumroll please, R-Rated, Retro. Let's check it out.